Virgo, what you are seeing here is me shuffling the cards, a fast forward, as I lay out the cards for your 2019 yearly reading for love and relationships. This covers the entire year, all 12 months. Basically, just an overview of what you can expect. Um, I'll be pointing out some dominant energies of what's going on, and hopefully you'll appreciate this new format. I'm going to be less academic about the cards because I always, get into the meaning of the cards and all the philosophy. I'll try to limit that as much as possible. And then I also kind of thought, it would be nice if you could see me explaining the cards face to face. So it's going to feel like a little newscast um, as I read the cards to you. I also have my notes here, so I'll be reading some of the things that I jotted down while I was looking at your cards. So yes, a different format, but it's going to be a lot shorter. It's going to be more straight to the point. All right. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to focus on your root card. The root card is always in the middle of the spread for me. And what you've got here, and you should be seeing my arrow with a little yellow halo here. This Four of Pentacles, remember, you're an earth sign, Virgo. And earth signs are very practical. They're straight to the point. Slower energy because they're always thinking things through. They're taking their time. So the root energy of your year is a Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles, resisting change, holding on, not taking risks. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. For you, I'm kind of seeing it as a good thing because sometimes I kind of see that Four of Pentacles. You see the gentleman clinging to his pentacles. He's not losing anything. He's not giving anything up. I kind of feel like that Four of Pentacles is a response to you being pushed into doing something you don't want to do, being pushed to do something that you feel is just irresponsible and stupid in the relationship. That maybe your partners are kind of manipulating you and you're just not having it. So that's part of it. I'm also looking at some of the things going on here. Outside of this root card here, I'm seeing some clashes with fire and air for some reason. Look at this first row. You have a King of Wands facing off with a King of Swords. And then here in the second row, you have a Queen of Swords facing off with a Queen of Wands. I'm like, why is there this battle between fire and air? Because air nurtures fire. Fire cannot survive without air. But also the energies, fire is about passion and inspiration and change. And air is more about the swords, which represent air, are about deliberating and making decisions and thinking things through. And it's not as slow as swords because air can be very quick as well, just as quick as fire. So I'm like, what does this mean? And I kind of feel like it's more about these competing energies that are reflecting the competing conflict between you and your partner. As I said, it feels as if with that Four of Pentacles right there in the middle, that you're resisting change, but for a good reason. So I just want to highlight that, the dominant energies. This clash between fire and air, wands versus swords, and also you staying put. Okay, like I'm not gonna play myself. That is what I'm definitely feeling. I'm not gonna make a fool out of myself for you. So having said that, let's look at your major arcana cards. So yes, in this first row, couple things here. You have the Hermit, and this is about being alone, but it's alone for a purpose. You're seeking spiritual awareness. You are looking at the bigger picture. You're taking time to think. And this follows this very fiery Five of Wands. So I'm definitely getting a sense that maybe some of you, even if your partner is not a fire sign, I just get this sense that um, that this fire energy is coming from a partner or love interest who's very impatient, who doesn't take time to wait. So there's definitely not only a clash between the wands and the swords, but also fire and earth, because earth is very slow. And as I said, earth signs, they take their time. They can't be rushed. So this person's coming on with all the fire and passion. They're making, maybe dumb decisions, and you have no tolerance for that at all. So I just wanted to point that out, that lots of little issues going on here. So you have that Hermit, where I feel like it's you saying, it's the beginning of the year, I don't have time for this drama, being brought by the Five of Wands here. So I'm just going to step back and see what's going on. And also, it seems to be this Five of Pentacles. Remember, you've got some strategic earth energy going on here, where Five of Pentacles is usually the poverty card. In a relationship reading, it can mean being abandoned, that someone, you're not being supported by your partner. Just a bad time in a relationship where you feel you're not supported. Sometimes it can mean a partner ignoring you. Sometimes it can just mean sheer loneliness, okay? Especially after a breakup. So, yes, this sense of you being alone, and what else did I put in my notes? But it feels as if you're willing to be alone because this person is getting on your nerves. Okay, so the next major arcana card, you do have the World. And this is very important because the World is the end of a chapter. It's the last card in the major arcana. And so once you end with the World, it means that you've learned your lessons and you're moving on to a next chapter in your life. Okay, and so a transition. You're alone, but I think it's part of a bigger transition here, especially when you have the Hermit right next to the World. When we get to the second row, middle of the year, not a lot of big changes here. You have no major arcana cards. And likewise, for the rest of the year, there are no major arcana cards here as well. More clashes with swords and wands. And you do have some pentacles here. So you have a little bit of everything, all four elements. But as I said, it just feels as if this pentacles energy is you just trying to move at your own pace and not let anyone push you around. Okay. And I also want to point out that, you have, let's see, King of Wands, King of Swords, King of Pentacles. I am not seeing, I'm not seeing any King of Cups. So you have pretty much these queens here, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, but you don't seem to have a lot of Cups energy except for the Seven of Cups and Six of Cups here. But the interesting thing is that you have queens and everything else but cups. So that's important to note, that when I see that you have, all three kings except cups and all three queens except cups, kings and queens, they're partners, okay? They rule together. Kings are active, queens are passive. So if I don't see any cups, at least with kings and queens, I feel like the oracle is saying emotionally, this couple or your partnership hasn't found an emotional groove. And maybe there's a block with the feelings and an emotion, okay? And maybe you feel you need to defend yourself or protect yourself because this person might be too pushy or this person is not on the same page as you. So, yeah, I'm looking at the fact that you only have 2 major Arcana cards and they're in the first of the year. So you're probably coming into the year going through a big transition, and then you see this face-off between the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So the kings make decisions. They call the shots. They give orders and directions. And I feel like seeing that there was this 5 of Wands kicking things off here and you're alone, I kind of see these first 2 cards telling me why the rest of the cards are falling into place here. That you kind of like, I'm going to just step back until things cool off and I know I feel secure in what I want to do. But I also feel like maybe for some of you, you're leaving a relationship behind. Fire changes everything. So when you come to the world, you're changing your energies here. You're starting a new chapter in your life. You're leaving behind something. Some of you might be getting closure with a previous relationship. But we have this conflict, I feel, with the passion and the intensity of the fire. Someone's heart is on fire. But then we have the reasoning of the King of Swords. And I kind of feel like this is about trying to be reasonable. So when you get these 2 pentacles here, you have a Page of Pentacles reversed. And this is about not making progress, not being able to solve a problem. And then it leads to a 5 of Pentacles here. I feel like this is you still not being ready for a full-on relationship or not feeling secure in the relationship. When we head here to the middle row, we have a 6 of Cups. I feel like for some of you, this is your partner missing you. They misbehaved. All right, they misbehaved in the beginning of the year. They miss you, but you're too busy. That's where we get this 2 of Pentacles. And then we have a King of Pentacles, which is not Virgo. I believe it's represented by Taurus. And so, and then this 4 of Pentacles. So you have this nice block of Pentacles where, once again, my impression is I will make a move. I will move forward when I know the time is right and not a minute sooner. So this 3 of Wands comes back. This person might still have hope. This person is still connected with you because 3 of Wands is all about expectations, completion, waiting for completion, successful completion of a project. I feel like this is someone still hovering around you. But that's when we still get this conflict. But now it's not so active. It's passive. Queens are passive. They're supportive. They provide counseling. So once again, this Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, they're facing off again, just like the 2 kings here did in the first row. And I feel like this is you 2 coming back to the same issue again. Still not being able to resolve the commitment issues or what is it that you both want in the relationship. So when we get to the last row, looking at my notes, the first row was all about you're depleted enough, okay? But when we head into the second row, now you're handling things. You're taking control. You're taking back your power, actually. But still, as I said, you're slowing things down, but this fire energy is impatient. The swords are sort of like, let's be reasonable about this, let's wait. So then we head into the last row, and here's a Seven of Pentacles. It's like, I'm waiting. Where are you? And you have two sevens here. And this is important because the number 7 is about contemplation and thinking about strategy and reviewing and evaluating. So the Seven of Pentacles is about patiently waiting for a good outcome. And the Seven of Cups is about making an emotional decision. So I'm getting a lot of emotional blockage during 2019, like you waiting to emotionally move forward. But then the Wands and the Swords act up again. So once again, in each row, a clash between Swords and Wands. And I feel like those two conflicts between the two elements are sort of indicating a deeper issue in the relationship. Like I said, issues with commitment, issues on being on the same page, both of you wanting the same thing. But now this Nine of Swords causing a lot of drama. And you do have two nines here. You have a Nine of Swords, but then there's a Nine of Pentacles. But then we have the Wands energy, the fire energy of your partner acting up. A Knight of Wands. You have a King, Queen, and Knight of Wands, by the way. Almost full house. You don't have a page. But it's almost as if this person is like, I'm ready to take action. It feels as if not only does this person want to take action and have it their way, then the Seven of Wands shows up. So you have three sevens here. Unfortunately, this is not poker. I think you have... The only thing that's missing is a Seven of Swords. And maybe that's a good thing because Seven of Swords is usually the card of secrets and deception, etc., etc. But yeah, we get three sevens here. As I said, 7 is a number of reviewing and evaluating and working things out. And I feel like this is really heading towards let's come to a resolution here because I'm getting really sick and tired of these arguments or conflicts. So now you end the year on a really nice note. You have that Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of prosperity and happiness. Big change from this Five of Pentacles that happened here, right? And then you end up with a Four of Wands. This person is finally, I feel like a compromise is going to be reached. So overall, it feels like 2019 is going to be a frustrating year for you, but at the same time, you know what it is you want, you know what your needs are, and you're not willing to be taken advantage of because Virgos do tend to be martyrs, okay? But you are not going to be taken for a fool. That's the biggest impression. And I think it'll really pay off for you if you don't let your partner or love interest push you. Don't let them, don't blink, don't get insecure. Hold your ground. And I think that 2019 is going to be a very fulfilling year for you. It might not feel that way, but as I said, don't come to these tarot readings with the idea, will my year suck or not? Don't approach it that way. It's not about this binary, will it suck or not? You shouldn't come to the tarot asking permission to be happy. So take all of this information with the understanding that you'll be happy, you'll have wonderful moments, you'll have good times and bad times. But as I said, it seems like the overall issue is just simply working things out with this person to where you both are willing to compromise, but you also compromise without giving away your trust or doing something, making a decision about a relationship where you might get hurt. Okay, so that was my reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, Thanks to everybody who's supported me throughout the year. I really appreciate it. Your donations. For those of you who've been my long-term readers, I really enjoyed reading for you this year because so many of you have shared good news and new transformations in your life. And keep in mind, my special for my tarot readings is $10 for relationship energy reading. And it's a video reading where I look into the energies of what's going on between you and your partner or love interest, intentions, feelings, the whole thing. So go to tarotbyair.com and check that out as well. So thank you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. I wish you love and light. And I will see you in 2019. So take care.